Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We talked about the two aspects of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's personality. One is the aspect of his official duty, the other aspect is his responsibility or the knowledge that he has as the first being. And these are two different aspects of his personality. And the Quran and Sunnah provide ample evidence to support the argument that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, possessed both an official prophetic role and an inherent all knowing nature. Through this understanding, we can learn the importance of not taking everything literally and recognize that there are hidden meanings in the Quran that require us to think differently. As our understanding of the world evolves, that will help us understand more about the Quranic's hidden meaning. And that's why it's really important to understand through the tafsir coming from the household of the Prophet, not people who are interpreting these by their own whim. So now I want to talk about an important topic regarding Surah Saad. Who followed the orders of Allah mentioned in Surah Saad and who did not? In understanding religion thoroughly, it is important to delve into the rich tapestry of the Quran's teachings and gain insights into Allah's commands and the responses of His creation. In Surah Saad, Allah narrates an event that we have discussed that holds profound meaning and serves as a testament to the importance of obedience and humility. Allah ordered the inhabitants of the heaven to prostrate before Adam. Prostration means to do sajda before Adam. This directive might initially seem perplexing as it raises the question of why Allah would command His creation to prostrate before anyone other than Himself. To fully comprehend this event, one must look at the Quranic verses that provide the context and the detail. In verse 72 of Surah Saad, Allah states, "So when I have fashioned him and breathed into him soul created by me, then you fall down prostrate to him." This verse signifies that the command to prostrate was issued after Allah had breathed life into Adam, completing his creation. At that time, what beings do we know of were asked to prostrate? They were angels for sure, jinns, as Iblis was one of the Jan, not humans, as they were not created and Adam alayhi salam was the first human. It is also important to note that not all beings were asked to prostrate, as there were some special creation which were exempt from this command, as mentioned in verse 75, which we'll discuss in more detail in the next discussion. As the narrative unfolds in verse 73 and 74, the Quran reveals the response of the inhabitants of heaven. So the angels prostrated themselves, all of them except Iblis, Satan. He was proud and was one of the disbelievers. The word uses kafirin. This passage highlights that all the angels obeyed Allah's commands and prostrated before Adam, with the sole exception of Iblis. The theme of testing by Allah is a common thread that runs throughout creation, and we have discussed that in more detail earlier. And this event serves as a prime example. The command to prostrate before Adam was not to prostrate before the Creator, but rather was a test of Allah's obedience and humility. It also allowed Iblis to show his true nature, who, in his arrogance and pride, refused to submit to Allah's command. This act of defiance ultimately led to Iblis becoming a disbeliever and an enemy to mankind. And we'll talk about that in more detail later on. In examining this event, it becomes clear that the angels demonstrated their unwavering obedience to Allah, fulfilling their divine purpose and His creations. On the other hand, Iblis, consumed by his arrogance, defied Allah's command and embarked on a path of disobedience and disbelief. This powerful narration in Surah Saad reminds us of the importance of submitting to Allah's will and resisting the temptations of pride and arrogance that can lead to spiritual destruction. And many more important aspects are discussed here. Assalamu alaikum.